Alright, man, we need to talk about champions. This is actually driving me insane. Champions still are pretty fucking bad. Just enjoy the background footage. I don't know, Bungie is the only two master activities in the portal, the salt mine and the moon activity. Is there nothing else to be done there, or is the rotation just really bad today? Anyway, there's only two activities to choose from, so have fun looking at that, I guess, while I talk about how champions are shit and how the endgame portal activities are also absolute cancer. Like, holy shit, this is bad. So champions, well, what do they do? What are they actually doing? Bungie, what are your champions even doing nowadays? They're wasting my weapon slots, and they force me to equip certain weapons. That's about all they're doing. And I guess there's a reason for the 4-5 initial perks in the seasonal artifact to exist. I was hoping that at least in the portal activities we wouldn't see champions, and I saw posts that apparently they were not in there. I guess people didn't play master activities at that point because, oh yes, champions are definitely in there. They are definitely in the master activities and the portal. And they're as boring as ever. I would argue they've gotten even worse. I was really fucking pissed when I saw champions in there, and of course the only reason they exist is to give you revives, unless you're in the playlist. Thank God in the playlist you have infinite revives, so I don't even know why the champions are in there. They're just crammed into the gameplay flow for no apparent reason. They're just another checkmate system in the game. It's another key to a door, another puzzle piece, you stick it together, they're stunned, the AI is turned off, they're dead. Like, they're not doing anything else. Either they're just completely impossible to kill unless you expend a massive amount of ammunition, or they're just completely useless, immediately die, and don't do anything. Hell, Banes are more dangerous than champions. Any kind of yellow bar enemy in master activities is probably more dangerous. And the Banes are actually doing something interesting, gameplay-wise. Anything, just any newly added enemy, from the Lucent Hive to the newly added Darkness enemies, they're all more capable, yet the Darkness enemies are annoying as shit. But the Lucent Hive are such a better implementation of champions than the actual champions are. It's so bad just witnessing how garbage the entire champion system has become. It's archaic. You need to get rid of it, or you need to massively rework champions. Shielding champion puts a shield up for himself, becomes invincible and heals back to full health. Great. Overload champion runs at you, regenerates health for all eternity. I guess you're just fucked if you don't have the right mods, but that's all they're doing. The unstoppable champion is just tanky. Tanky, at least that guy doesn't recover HP, but tanky enemy runs at you, presses W, that's it. That's all they're doing. It's just so, they've just become an afterthought to the entire gameplay. In this game, they could actually be more interesting if you gave them anything to do. You have Banes in the game, you have Lucent Hive in the game, you have all the Darkness enemies in the game, the Subjugators. They do interesting things, they're field bosses. What are the champions supposed to be? They're just annoying enemies. They're nothing else but a bump in the road. If you don't have any champion mods equipped, they're impossible to overcome. Once you do have the champion mods equipped, or the class verb items such as, whatever, blind, disorient, etc., they just become trivial to kill. These enemies are so boring. They're so old, and Bungie has done nothing with them the entire time, and they throw them in portal activities. I was hoping that I was rid of them. But as soon as I saw the obvious champion mods in the seasonal artifact, I should have known that champions are gonna make a comeback somewhere down the line. Man, it really is just sad witnessing this. You could rework champions. Anything. Shielding champion, the shield champion, the barrier champion, puts up a barrier. Maybe, that champion gives match game shields to the enemies surrounding it. These are already enemies that usually hang back a little bit, with a few exceptions. You have like a sneaky shithead enemy that isn't all that tanky, hanging back a little bit, hiding somewhere, giving match game shields. That would at least make it, just make it into a Bane at this point. And get rid of the anti-champion mods. Who needs those? That's all it does. It narrows down the weapon choice. Yeah, sure, your class abilities can stun champions, but maybe, there's like at least 2 different champion types. in solo portal activities. So you at all points in time should have a build that has 2 anti-champion capabilities equipped. I'm currently leveling. I don't have the luxury to just equip all the champion capabilities. I'm lucky if I have 2 weapons that are at the level in order to play the activity and not be under-leveled and that stun champions. And even if it was super easy to stun champions, why even make it? Why do we even stun the champions at that point in time? Like honestly, overload champions. What are they overloading? Are they overloading themselves? Are they overloaded? What are they doing? They're just holding W and M1 and they run at you. What if they overload your abilities? We have like nothing. We have suppressor grenades in the game, but that's about it. Like Lucent Hive throw suppressor grenades. That's doing a better job at overloading or suppressing you than any overload champion. Like, what is it supposed to be doing? Give it a new ability. It overloads your abilities where you can't use them anymore, as long as this guy is shooting at you or whatever. Right? And unstoppable champion, who gives a shit? Make him just tanky enemies. Keep him just, maybe you need to break off their invulnerability by weapons and then you can damage them and then they get stunned, right? Overload champion and shield champions, just have them do something. Do something more than just invincibility, health regen, putting up a shield for themselves. That is not interesting in any way, shape or form. It's not interesting to face as an enemy type. Unstoppable champions, they're the least offensive one. Just make them tanky enemies. We have so many bullet sponge enemies in the game. It's like, what's one more bullet sponge enemy going to do? Break off the unstoppable invulnerability with weapons. He gets stunned once and then he takes more damage. Perfect, that's it, right? But overload and shielding champions just give him something more interesting to do. In any competent team composition, even solo, what happens if you face a champion? Their AI gets turned off, they get stunned, and they die. That's it. Like, something needs to be changed about this system. It can't just be that champions are just existing to expense revives for your team. You could do that in any other way. We could get revives back from Banes, we could get revives back from elite enemies. There's so many other ways to gain revives. There's no reason for champions to exist. Like, why do champions actually still exist the way they do in this game? Nothing was done to them. And we have so many better enemies in the game. Anything released after the Witch Queen, including Banes, is just a better system to introduce difficulty to the game. Champions are just not it. They are boring, they are shitty to fight, they are just as stupid as, just as with Metaspark and the other activity, the other skills that you're getting in the DLC. It's just checkmate. It's a key, a puzzle piece that fits together and you just use it when you need it. You know, you stun the champion with the champion mod gun, all your abilities, and then it's dead. But it's not doing anything. As opposed to Banes or Lucent Hives. Like, any Lucent Hive enemy does more when they are on the battlefield. And in addition to that, you need to get close to a Lucent Hive to finish them off, or else they just come back. It's so disappointing seeing this in the game, still to this point. Let's also talk about the funny difficulty modifier. First, there's only apparently 2 activities in the master playlist currently at this point in time, at this day. I have just hit the ability to play master activities, so maybe it changes the next day or something, but oh, holy shit, this is boring. I'm playing this 2 same activities back to back to back, and then look at the salt mine modifiers that are in the game. We have like, don't stop moving, keep moving, but also every enemy in there can either pull you or suspend you or slow you and freeze you. It's so disgustingly annoying. The salt mine and the get rid of the splinters activity in there with all the darkness enemies. First of all, darkness enemies are super fucking annoying. The pull, the slow, and the suppression from the enemies that are constantly being spammed. Like, not just that, there is these darkness pillars that come out of every single wall in there that almost instantly kill you. It's like, who came up with this set of modifiers to this mission? It's so profoundly unfun playing this activity. And then you take into account that I have Grappler active. They put Grappler in there too. Like, I can't even use my grenade because it's just become a grapple hook. If I had a grenade build, I would be completely fucked in this mission. Like, I don't even get to use abilities, and then I'm supposed to get ability kills. The only ability with my Warlock that can get a kill is my melee. You took away my grenade. I cannot get grenade kills because it's a grapple and I can't do the grapple attack, which probably doesn't count it as a kill. Also, all of my the minions that I'm summoning, the threatlings, they don't give me ability kills. They don't count as ability kills. At least throwing a tangle counts as an ability kill, thank God. So I'm just in this mission meleeing the enemies to death in order to get that extra quest done. It's horrific, this specific combination. Just put low gravity in there too, why don't you? Just make it turbo awful. All of this just comes together to this absolute cancerous experience. You have the champions. Thank God Salt Mine doesn't have champions. I guarantee you the only reason there are not champions in the Salt Mine currently is because the Darkness faction doesn't have champions. Yet, imagine a champion subjugator, or one of the flying enemies as unstoppable champions, or some shit like this. That's horrifying. Horrifying. These enemies are already really annoying. Come on, Bungie. The crammed room with these modifiers, where every few seconds there is like a gigantic darkness pillar that comes out of the wall and gives you a darkness debuff. Every enemy pulls and pushes you around or suspends you every 2 seconds, and then you get slowed by the other enemies. And then once you're done with destroying the splinters in a room, there's like an arbitrary amount of enemies that still spawn before you are allowed to push on into the next area. What is this activity? What have you done? That is incredibly unfun. I completely understand why people just give up. You're forced to play the same activity over and over and over and over again with the most disgusting, unfun, cancerous modifiers you can imagine. And you get like a +4 on your gear. Dude, I'm not even level 300 yet. I've been grinding the Solstice for the past 2 days. I've barely made any progress. It's so bad. And then you put into the same activities these boring ass champions. It's so incredibly bad. It is just unenjoyable. Get rid of the champions, and maybe whoever makes these modifiers, make that person rethink their life choices and maybe possibly rework some of the modifiers in the mission. Low gravity is bad. Grappler's fucking unfun because it just takes your grenade away. Whatever the darkness pillars out of the wall is supposed to be, it just outright instantly kills you. And it has such a shitty hitbox that you might not even be next to it, and because the hitbox lingers, you accidentally walk into it, and you still get killed. And your screen goes black and dark due to the darkness debuff. And again, like all the visual noise in the mission is so incredibly disgusting and annoying. It's just not fun. It's not fun. If there wasn't like pinnacle activities that I could do with friends, I would just be completely thrown in the towel. I would be completely done. Like if it wasn't for the fact that you can play this game with friends, that's the only redeeming quality currently, I would be completely out. You know, just get rid of the champions, Bungie. Nobody likes them. You haven't done anything with these for years, and rethink your modifiers. That's it. I'm done.